Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Thursday and welcome to the Pagan Housewife. Last year, this series went over a few of the basics of the energetic, magical, and spiritual aspects of keeping the home, as well as a few seasonal goodies here and there. This year, I want to go deeper because I perceive that there is an even greater need for us to be able to affect the atmosphere within our own homes while the outer world continues to go mad around us. We can't always do a whole lot about the outer world on a day-to-day basis, but there's a great deal we can do to ensure that our household continues to be an oasis. So first, I want to discuss chakras. Now, if you feel puzzled about why I am bringing up chakras in the context of pagan housekeeping, not to worry, it's not as big of a leap as what you might think. Because whether or not the person who really takes that primary responsibility for hearthkeeping works outside the home or not, the reality is that running a household is a full-time job in and of itself. And that is true whether or not people have children or what stage of life they're in or any other circumstances that affect their day-to-day affairs. And just like any other job, it does take a toll, particularly if the hearthkeeper is also practicing magic of any kind. So proper self-care is vital if someone is going to discharge their duties effectively and not burn themselves out. Now, in that vein, we remember that chakras are the energy centers of the body, and we all have chakras regardless of what spiritual path we walk on, just as we all have hearts, lungs, livers, kidneys, and brains, regardless of what our religious convictions are. And also, just like our bodies need their physical needs taken care of, we also need to take care of the energetic needs of our chakras. Now, we put a lot of our energy into our homes, and if we're going to continue doing that, we're going to need to replenish our own batteries. We would not expect ourselves to be able to function without sleep or food or drink, so we shouldn't expect ourselves to be all that functional if our chakras are all out of whack. Now, there's no shortage of ways to redress any imbalances, but for the purposes of this video, I want to suggest something very manageable to start with, and that's listening to chakra-guided meditations right before we go to bed. This is helpful. It can help even out our sleeping patterns, and if we do this regularly, we will begin to notice where our energy flows freely and where it's blocked, and then we can prioritize working on certain areas accordingly. And this helps the hearthkeeper maintain their spiritual, mental, and emotional balance, and then in turn they can be more effective in building up their household. Now, prioritizing one's proper well-being is sometimes mischaracterized as selfishness. And granted, there are times when it isn't practical or advisable to just stop everything that you're doing and take a few moments to take care of yourself. However, once the crisis is past or when we have our main duties completed, we do need to take that moment to breathe and sort ourselves out. It will work out better for us in the long run. Next, the spirit of cleaning. Not to worry, I'm not going to be encouraging anyone to cultivate a false Prozac-induced sense of cheerfulness when scrubbing the bathtub or doing other chores. This is more so about being consciously aware of the energetic impact of our cleaning. Last year, I made videos that discussed how removing the dirt and the dust gets rid of stagnant energy just as a basic practice and just by nature of the work. Now I'm proposing to take that up a notch and put more intention behind that action of cleaning. Yes, you are getting rid of the physical dirt, and yes, that also prevents any further energy stagnation. But you can also use that action to move out other unwanted energies out of your house. Now, this could mean giving the bathtub a rather aggressive scrub and to pour out all of your frustrations into that task, then rinse all of that down the drain. It gets out of your system, out of the bathtub, out of the house. And then another thing, when you're cleaning mirrors or other reflective surfaces, of course, that does make them cleaner and prettier, but we can also take that opportunity to remember that these reflective surfaces can be doorways through which energy can flow in and out. So if we put a bit of protection on these surfaces, it's akin to locking our windows and doors. Just makes things a little bit more secure. And in the course of cleaning, we can also be mindful of the need to cleanse, which means burning a bit of something like dragon's blood incense and then wafting it through the house and then getting the smoke cleared out the front door. That can go a long way towards improving the overall atmosphere within the home. We have the power within ourselves to shape these things, more so than what we sometimes might feel. So let's make 2023 the year where we make a conscious effort to really maximize our use of this power. Now, finally, for today, I want to talk a bit about journaling. It's a very popular pastime, and a lot of people take it up at the start of the year when they begin a new project, both as an outlet for their thoughts and feelings and as a way to keep track of their progress as they go about accomplishing their goals. There's a variety of ways that a hearthkeeper can make use of a journal. You might do it very practically. It could be a very handy for to-do lists or meal planning or deep clean scheduling, gardening ideas, the results of to-do recipes. The family liked this one. The family did not like that one at all. Things of that nature. There's really no limit to the practical use of a household journal. But on a more personal note, a journal can also be a useful way for a hearthkeeper to get their frustrations and their worries out of their system without taking it out on other members of the household or publicly airing dirty laundry on social media or by complaining to the rest of your household of friends or your family. Now, once all of that is out of your system, the energy of all of those complaints, it's no longer eating away at your spirit. And then once that's, out of your system, essentially, it's easier to look for productive ways to address household issues that are going to be, a bit friendlier, are going to be more conducive to building up relationships, and that aren't, having any kind of particular downsides. But on a happier note, a journal is also a place to celebrate your successes. Maybe you finally got rid of that stain that had been driving you batty, or you fixed something that would be beyond your skill set, or at long last, you succeeded in persuading a family that they can put the dirty socks into the clothes hamper. It is within the realm of human capability, and they have finally embraced that task. And you're incredibly excited about this. But when you tell someone else about it, they don't always understand why these things are the victories that they actually are. But the journal gets it. And if you do need to have that pat yourself on the back moment, the journal is definitely the place to do that. If you're going through a time of change, or you're worried about the kids, your marriage, or you're wrestling about who you want to become, or the next chapter in your life, keeping a journal, pouring out all those feelings onto the page can clarify mind, heart, and soul. It takes a lot of effort to keep all of those worries in. And if we share personal information like that indiscriminately, it can do us more harm than good. So a journal allows us to hear our own inner voice and to express that inner voice without having to deal with the consequences that come with people being a little bit too informed about our personal affairs. And if you do decide to keep a journal, that's very personal, you also need to guard its privacy jealously. Show yourself the respect for your own privacy that you would bestow upon a friend who trusted you with a secret of theirs. So, we've got lots to do in 2023. I hope you will continue on this journey with me as we all strive to become better hearth keepers and take even more pride in our work and to restore the honor of this ancient profession. So, lots to cover, and I will see you here again next week. Bye.